Hello, sunshines. How art thou? How art thou? How art thou? I am doing this because you guys are so funny. So funny. Um, I don't know how many times I did this. I did this a whole lot, but I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna do it again. I might have to do it again after that. But I mean, we'll see. We'll see, we'll see, we'll see. We'll see who um understands at the end of this video and who does not understand at the end of this video. We will see. Just take any time of the day and say, Diva, I don't understand this, or I don't understand that, or why would you say this, or why would you say that? And then here I go doing another damn video. So yeah, the topic of the conversation is what's a good graph and what's a bad graph, and how could you call it a good graph and how could you call it a bad graph? How dare you call it a good graph? How dare you call it a bad graph? Who are you? You're not no one. You can't tell me this. Well, the verdict is in. So I stopped telling people. I stopped because technically art is art. You can't keep telling people that the graphs I make is good and the graphs you make is bad. You have to show them. So I'm going to do that. But even after I show you, there's still some people who just don't care. It's just not a matter because their stuff is still going to come out good in their eyes. So after this video, you will see whether or not you agree with me or if you agree to disagree and say, okay, I like your grass, Diva, but I like mine too. So this is also like a buyer beware because a lot of people buy graphs from online or whatever. And when you do that, there's sometimes you crochet it and you say, I don't understand why this is not coming out well. I don't understand this. I don't understand that. When in reality, it's not even you, it's the graph. So I want to be able to show that. And I want to be able to show you the differences in the PC stitch, the differences in stitch fiddle, why I use PC stitch. So I'm going to try to wrap that all up in 60 minutes because sister didn't even eat dinner. I don't even think I ate lunch. But yeah, I'm going to wrap that all up in 60 minutes and see what you think at the end. Because at the end of the day, I'm not looking for any customers. Customers come to me. So obviously, when I graph and the things that I graph are good and it's worthy to be paid. I'm gonna first start off with the unconnected lines. So the biggest pet peeve that I have is something called unconnected lines. Unconnected lines are the random dots that you have on graphs. It's just random everywhere, just no need for them. And when you do stitch fiddle, there is a section where you can delete them, but it can be bothersome, tiresome, a pain in the ass. It could be a pain in the ass to keep doing individual dots, whereas in PC Stitch I can merge and delete and knock it out just like that. So the functions of PC Stitch and Stitch Fiddle varies because PC Stitch is a little bit more convenient, hence the fact that you do have to pay a little bit more. Sometimes you do have to pay a little bit more for convenience. I'm not saying that you can't get a good graph from Stitch Fiddle. What I'm saying is you want something really nice and detailed. The best thing to do is invest in PC Stitch. And my ebook is $40. And it comes with the code so that you could get PC Stitch for $20. And that's lifetime. So you don't even have to pay that ever again. You get that and whatever updates it comes on both ebook and on the software. So I was thinking, why am I doing this again? Because I did this over and over and over and over again. I did this so many times. Why am I doing this again? I'm doing this again because there are a lot of people who we had approved to come into the group, both groups, the class group and the regular group, who do not know a lot about GraphGANs, who are learning, who wants to learn, and who feel they're not doing the best that they could or having any issues or whatever. And that's why I feel this will benefit you. I also have some people that I actually graphed for. You gave me a request, you graphed, and I'm graphing for you, and you don't even realize whether it's a good graph or bad graph. So that is another reason why I say buyer beware. You don't want to buy a graph and crochet it and then wonder why it doesn't look good. So that's what I am going to do. I am going to explain everything to you in 60 minutes. Less than 60 minutes now. Unconnected lines is my biggest pet peeve. And what it is those random dots that's all over the graph. The graph I'm going to show you. Give me 1 second so I can pair it. Okay. All right. So, okay. So this is what I wanted to show. I wanted to show you the differences. So I got this off of Pinterest. I got one of the graphs off of Pinterest. All I did was basically copy exactly how it looks on Pinterest. So the one all the way on the left is from Pinterest. What I did was added the yellow to close in those dots. So the yellow, maybe I should make it a different color because you may not be able to see all the way. Yellow, let me see. Okay, you may be able to see that better. So the orange are the orange dots are the dots that I actually filled in those spots. So if you could play connect the dots on your graph, it's not a good graph. So if you are, I'm going to do my own, I don't have to pay Diva, and go on Stitch Fiddle and start creating your own graphs, and you have those, that's not a good graph. So when you crochet it and you're wondering why you're not getting a lot of customers, that's the reason why, because your picture needs to be whole. It should look whole. It should not look like you're missing stitches. I personally have customers who don't know a damn thing about crocheting or art or anything. But I did ask one friend of mine. She don't do none of this. She don't do designing. She don't do any type of art, crocheting, none of it. She's good at what she do and protecting kids. That's what she's good at. But when it comes to this, she's not good at. Never told her a day in my life anything that I do when it comes to this. She don't know what a good graph is, what a bad graph is. I never even spoke to her about it because it wasn't something that I needed to. I'm bringing her up because she said to me, and this was a long time ago before I even knew what a good graph and bad graph was. And I'm going to show you what she said to me. Well, not show you what she said, but I'm going to show you why she said it to me. She said, because it was a Christmas gift for her niece and nephews. She wanted me to crochet a San Fran hat and scarf and a monster, what is that? Monster High hat and scarf. That's how long ago it was. Monster High was popular back then. So she wanted me to do that for her niece and her nephew. I did it. I'm like, this look good. Like I'm so proud of myself. And then I'm like, something look off. Again, this is before I knew the differences between a good and a bad graph. So I said, this is off. I said that to myself, but I still gave it to her. And that was something I should have never done. Never. Some people looked at it and say, oh, that's nice. Can you make this? Can you make that? But there's a lot of people out there who do not have the eye for creativity or good art. This friend of mine, I've never discussed any art with her. I've never discussed how I crochet or how I do graphs or whatever. Never. The graphs that I found to do hers, I found it on Pinterest. That's what a lot of us do. We go on Pinterest because we see a lot of graphs, and it's called parlor beads. And when you ask, okay, all right, this is mind blowing, okay? When you ask in a group and you post, how do I find a graph? Or can anyone help me find a graph? And then you have all these random know-it-alls, right? All the random know-it-alls. I may be talking about you. It is what it is. It is what it is. We got to be real. We got to be real with ourselves in order for us to grow, right? You may say to someone, Pinterest. Go on Pinterest or look up parlor beads or look up cross stitch, because that's what someone said to me. And you go on Pinterest and you look up, oh, I see all of this stuff. I want to make this. I want to make that. I did that. I still to this day have a whole entire board filled with all of those things I had wanted to do. And I saved it. I don't know why, but I did. And I had a lot, and I'm going to show you because I'm visual and I need you to see exactly what I'm trying to say and why I get hyper, but I'm not as hyper as I used to be anymore. No, I'm not. Okay, so I created monsters though. And my monsters are, I don't want to call y'all monsters, but y'all monsters because y'all vicious. Some of you, my admins especially, are very vicious when it comes to graphing and answering a question. They are so vicious. They will go at your neck. That is bad. That's good. That's not good. Like, yeah, I taught them very well, but I learned my lesson to not be so vicious anymore. So when they tag me in your post and your question, when you're asking about these graphs, I shut up and I don't say anything. I'll explain why later. But we go on Pinterest, right? And we look up these graphs. This, whatever you want to call them. You have to understand a parlor bead is a bead that you take and you make it into some type of picture. And people do that as art, and they can make keychains and stuff like that. Cross stitch, same thing, different kind of, like you use the plastic canvas and you use thread and you make art, but you're using that pattern to create that art. The difference between what we do and what that is we are crocheting. And when we crochet, it's a little jagged. So one way, as we crocheting from right to left, it's going to start leaning this way. Then when we crochet from left to right, it's going to start leaning this way. So you have rows that's going like this all the way from top to bottom or bottom to top, right? The image that you are going to use from Pinterest will show that. It will show the imperfections. It will show those little dots. It will show that it looks like little gaps. So when you want to wonder why you're not capturing so many people, because some people just have that eye. Again, this friend, I never in my life talked to her about anything I do crochet wise or whatever. But she said to me, Shauna, I think you could have did better. I just think you could have did better. She never asked for her money back. She never asked. She was a true friend. And this is how me and my friends are. I don't know if you and your friends are, but this is how me and my friends are. My friends and I are truthful with each other. And that conversation that I had with my great friend that I am real close to today changed my life, because she put in my head that there are a lot of people out there who are looking at our stuff and saying, it's nice, but you could do better. Or I'm going to go to somebody else because I think they can do better. So when I say it's a bad graph, it's only because I am saying it will make your crochet look slightly different. It will make it look choppy. It will make it look like you're missing some type of detail. That's why I get kind of hyper and upset. Like, this is not a good graph. I stopped being extra about it. Why? I stopped being extra about it because some people believe art is just art. Art is just art. You can't tell someone that that line that they put on a canvas is bad because someone else might see that this is beautiful art. So when you are looking at someone's graph that someone did with all these nasty lines all over the place, you can't tell them it's bad. But what I do say now is, because my monsters, they are bad. They are bad. I saw the conversations to the point where some people, I think we got kicked out a couple of times of some damn groups because the monsters are bad. Y'all bad. My admins are bad. They are vicious because they know what I taught them. But I feel bad because I had learned how to evolve, grow up basically. And I am good at saying this is bad because. And if you agree with me, you agree with me. And if you don't agree with me, then there's nothing I can say. It's nothing I can do. I learned my lesson. I will never argue with anyone ever again. I will never throw it down your throat ever again because I have been to that point as well. It has gotten very bad because in my mind, I'm saying I I'm coming from a place of I really want this person to succeed. So if I'm trying to get you to understand that your stuff is not good. And if you don't know me by now, you have to know me by now. I'm going to tell you it's not good. It can be better because I can see that you crochet very well. But if you are going to crochet that ugly ass fist, I'm going to tell you. Or I'm just going to look at it and say nothing. But if you ask, I'm sorry. I'm going to tell the truth. And I had other graphers come to me and say, do this look good? Am I crocheting well? And it's like, damn, Shauna, what did you do? Like, you got other graphers coming at you like this because they scared that you're going to send the troops out on them. I apologize. I don't want to send the troops out on you, but I want you to be good and I want you to be better so that you could continue on getting those customers that really love your work. Again, not all customers are going to pay attention. Not all customers are going to say something. But the fact that that friend that I've never spoke to any designs or anything to her about it, when she actually said that, it blew my freaking mind because I thought it looked good. I knew it was some imperfections, but I thought it would look good. And now, after years of crocheting to graph and graph to crocheting, I actually literally crochet. I did this years ago though. Crochet to make sure that my graphs look good. So when you see the lines on that screen, it's because I literally took a graph, I graphed it, and I crocheted it. And then I crocheted, and then I graphed, just so that I knew those lines start coming together because of this one friend. Imagine if that friend was a customer that was like, I'm paying this money, all this money for this. And that I took that real serious. I took that real serious. And this is the reason why I started doing what I did. I'm not the first person that said anything about unconnected lines. My crochet mentor mentioned it to me. But I didn't have the knowledge or understanding of what the hell she was talking about. Once I started speaking to it's a older lady who taught me how to graph and a younger lady who taught me how to graph. The younger lady was from Maine, the older lady was from Canada, and they both kind of groomed me into doing this. Then I had to venture out on my own and start making up stuff on my own and doing whatever, because they stopped doing it. They're not even graphing to this day. So when I tell you the things that I am telling you, it's basically because I had to take PC Stitch and generate it for crochet. I had to. I had to generate it so that when you are on here, this program is for cross stitching. So because this program is for cross stitching, it's not going to always give you the necessary graphs that you need unless you fix it. So that's what I do. And this is the reason why I did the classes back in the day. And this is why I did the ebook. Some people are never going to invest in me. They're never going to give me their money. They're always going to do their own. And that's fine. That is fine. You don't have to invest in anything you do not want to. But I just say, do yourself something better. Do not mess with Stitch Fiddle. At least invest in PC Stitch. Invest in PC Stitch and learn how to get those unconnected lines straight. Because I am so sick of seeing the stupid shirts, the stupid skirts, the stupid shorts, the stupid pants that look absolutely insane because you got this large graph that does not look good on it. Excuse me, I apologize if I'm hitting. No, I don't apologize, because you're asking me, how can I get a good graph? How can I buy a good graph? How can I know what a good graph is? How can I know what a bad graph is? And I'm telling you, if I'm not blunt, then how are you going to understand what the hell I'm trying to tell you? And this is the reason why I get so insane, because I literally say it over and over and over again, and I still see it because some people don't care, or it's not a priority. But it's always those same people that are always saying, how can I get a customer? I swear, I get mad messages from some of you who say, I can't get a customer. How can I get a customer? How can I get more people to that I can crochet for? And I'm giving all of the freaking secrets and sweet tea and all of these damn things, and I'm throwing at you and you're not catching it. So I don't know what else to do. But this right here is very vital, because there's always somebody out there who watches and always somebody out there who pays attention. If you are going to crochet the one on the left, like that fist that's walking around, that fist that's all around social media that looks a hot mess, and you make your shirts and your bags and your halter tops with it, and then wonder why you can't get any sales. That one sale don't mean anything to me, because I am pulling in 20s and 30s in a month of customers saying, I want this, I need this, can I have this? I don't care what time. So this is the reason why I get so upset and frustrated, because it's money out there. There's people out there who wants what you're making. But if you are throwing out just anything and it doesn't look good, some people actually pay attention. And that person that pays attention could be that person that always buys from you, or the person who can get you other orders. And that's all I'm going to say about that. So this right here, like I said, the one that I did over is this. I basically made outline, a bold outline. The bold outline is what really makes a good graph, because when you have the skinny outline, sometimes I have to do a skinny outline, but when I can, I try to make it a big bold one. When you have a big bold outline, it actually brings out your work. It shows in your work. And you know what? Whatever. It is what it is. So, what I did on this side was just cover. All I did was cover, with the orange, the areas that needed to be covered in. So, if you have to connect the dots, that's not a good graph, because those individual dots will show up on your crocheted project as individual dots. As you're going from right to left, and then when you go up to the next row from left to right, you always say, this look this look crooked. This is not lining up with the last one. It's not going to. And this is the reason why you have to have connected lines. When you do that heart, I always do the heart. The heart is the best thing you should do to practice how to crochet a graphghan. That heart, let me show you. That heart, I get all the time. Somebody's always saying, this is not lining up. So you know how many times you have to do it to get it to line up? You know why? Because like I just said, when you are going from left to right, your crochet is going left to right. When you're going from right to left, your crochet is going from right to left. So that means that this one little dot right here is always going to look, it's going to be like right here, and then the 3 at the top is going to be leaning over a little bit. So when you say it's not adding up, I don't know how, I don't know why it's not adding up, because your crochet is always going to be jagged because you're going from right to left, left to right. Whereas if you did Tunisian has just straight posts going up and down. So that looks a little bit, it looks better when you're doing Tunisian. Reason why I do my scarves in Tunisian. So is that, I hope that clarified some things for you guys. If you have a question, ask your question now. But I'm going to go to the, Pinterest. I'm going to show you the Pinterest album I have for the unconnected, a whole bunch of unconnected lines, a whole lot of it. It's nerve-wracking looking at it. Sometimes I used to get so like nauseating looking at it, because I know people go on Pinterest and I know people take these graphs, because as long as it looks like a graph and it has those dots, bam, I could do it. That's what a lot of people say. Well, I used to do it, but I used to like fill in those dots. Some people automatically look at it and say, something just don't look right. Let me just fill in the dots. Some people automatically have that. But this right here is a no-no because of those lines, those dots that are random. The one that I did is something that you could crochet and it will come out and stand out a little bit better. The other ones, like for instance, this one is not a great idea. Where did it go? What the hell? Oh wow, it just disappeared on me. That was nice. Here it is. So basically, all of these have a lot of unconnected lines. The Spider-Man looks pretty okay, but majority of them have a whole bunch of unconnected lines. So if you decided that you wanted to go on here and find something and crochet it, it's going to look choppy. This right here, someone may say, this look good. Well, let me tell you something, sis. It doesn't, because the red and the yellow looks pretty good, but if you could get rid of that gray areas, that will mess up your graph so bad. Not your graph, your crochet item so bad. It will mess it up so bad. When I did, I'm going to show you the item that my friend kind of cut me up about, but before I do that, I'm going to show you the graph and where I got it from. Because I'm visual. I don't want to hear anyone say I don't understand. San Fran, Parlor B, Parlor B. $49. Do I have to really put 49ers? I don't even see it. I don't even see it. I got it from Pinterest. Hmm. Let me let me see if I can find it on Google. Here it is. Yeah, here it is. I did this or something similar to that. It's a website that everybody was talking about back in the days that you could get NFL you could get the NFL graphs. And so that's what I used. And my friend tore me up, man. She was like, "You could do better than this. I know you could. I don't want to ever have to ever tell you that something that you did looks off to me." I'm like, "Okay. All right, sis. Okay." And the crazy thing is, I kind of knew something was off. I just didn't realize like it was off because I used a bad graph. I used a bad graph. All right, so now I'm going to show you what. Wait. Hold up. Why is this coming on? Okay. I don't like my voice. That was not cool. All right. So now I'm going to go back and show you my page with the bad graph that she was talking about. If I could find you guys. Oh, here it is. About to say. Mm, all right, here we go. So this is my page. This is stuff that I used to do way back when. I will go back there in a few. Um, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? I think I have it on Instagram. Maybe. Let me see. Looking at my horrible this stuff that I did back in the days was horrible. Where the hell is it? Did I delete it? She probably made me delete it. That's how bad it was. She probably made me delete it. I don't think I did though. Hmm. I can't find it. I can't find it, but I see everything else but that. I may have deleted it because she complained about it. So it's like every now and then she'll bring it up and she'll be like, I know you could do better. I know you could do better. I know you could do better. This is one of them, but this was for her sister. And that even didn't come out as great as I wanted it to come out. All right, so I can still show you the bad stuff that I did. The really, 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 really bad stuff. Um, I don't know what happened to it. What the hell? It's making me think, like, what the hell happened? I know I have it, but anyway. All right, so in this, I'm going to show you the bad crap. This one is something I show all the time, especially in my classes, because this is not good at all. The lady, I was giving this to a friend of a friend, not really a friend, but I was giving this as a birthday gift to the daughter. The grandmother, I showed it, and she goes, "It's beautiful. It's beautiful. What's the name? It's your granddaughter's name." And she goes, "I had my name for 55 years and I didn't know it looked like that." I wanted to punch her in her face. But now that I'm looking at it, she was right. That's what I mean by some people are just not going to tell you. They're just not going to buy your stuff. Some people are just not going to buy it. Some people just go past and be like, it's nice, and lie to you or whatever. But I have the honest people that just come up to me and actually say, sis, that ain't good. That ain't good. You could barely understand what the damn name was. The name, I believe, was Sophia Lynn Doherty. Doherty, I guess. I don't know. I thought it would be beautiful to have script, right? Wrong. Well, what I did was at the time, this is way before I even knew what a PC Stitch was. So I went on, it was this Stitch Pad or Stitch something, and you just type in the letter and it generates like block letters or script letters, and it was horrible, horrible, and I used it. As you can see, you don't even probably understand what it says, but why are you standing? Sorry. Because I think I cracked my knee. My son is just staring at me, sitting on the floor staring at me. But okay. So I decided that yeah, I couldn't do that no more. But where was I going to get the necessary graphs that I needed? I didn't know. So that's when I started doing my research. I'm a researcher. I'm always researching. I'm always researching. So I researched, and that's how I found the Canadian lady and the lady from Maine. And I got into their group, and just like me, I kind of like barged into their group and like, this is me, and you need to show me this, and I need, basically, I was not shy. I'm not shy anymore, but I basically went up in there like a diva, like I am, and like, y'all doing this in here? 'Cause they was corny as hell, but it was corny at the time. This was way back when. This is like before they started doing actual characters and actual like sports stuff, because at the time they were scared until I came along. But when they were doing, like, some people would say, can you do this name in like a cookie? And they would do chocolate chip cookie grass in a name. And then there was one person, like another person would say, can I have Jim with baseball? And then Jim would look like a baseball. And I'm looking at it like, oh, oh. Then I get ideas, because that's how I am. I get these ideas and I'm like, what? What? So the older lady said, I call her grandma. She said, we need help, because they were starting to get overloaded. People all over was just asking, can I get this? Again, this is when it was just coming out into social media. Think about it. GraphGans has been out since way before me. Way long time ago. They was doing GraphGans long time ago. But because social media, Facebook started like in what, 2005, 2007, something like that. We started getting on like maybe 2007, 2009. I got on 2009, 2010, 12. I started crocheting. 2012, I started crocheting. 10, 12, around then. And then the year after that, I started venturing off, because that's just how my mind is. I venture off. And that's when I found these two. So 2012, online, this exploded. And I was part of the pioneers of the explosion of graph ganning. And this is why I have so much knowledge on it. So when you have the know-it-all say certain things and then my monsters come attacking, it's because I legitimately have firsthand knowledge of the explosion of graph gans and why we do what we do, why we have the unconnected lines, why we don't want the unconnected lines, why we use PC Stitch. This is the reason. These ladies taught me, who started like all of this on social media. And yeah, I have background. So if you see me saying, well, which I probably won't, because I gave up on it. I just gave up. But if you have any of my admins attacking someone, I think they're doing it all in love, because they just want you to do better and have a good graph. And there's so many people out there who do not understand that. And that's what we want. We want you to understand that. We just want you to understand that you can have a good graph and be able to make money off of it. All right. Can I get this badass graph off of here, please? Aren't y'all ready for my podcast? Oh my gosh. I started doing a little bit of the recording. My friend said, Shauna, you really gonna talk like that on there? I said, they asked me to be me, so I'ma just be me. I had to talk to a therapist before I do it. That's how serious this is gonna be. Okay. This is a hat that I did from that same website that I was talking about. And this was a baby hat. It looks like a adult, but it's really a baby hat. And I made it for someone and I gave it to them and I regret it. I hope she threw it in the garbage. I really do. The reason why I say it's horrible is because, first of all, what I would do nowadays is just make sure that the name is has a little bit more substance to it. The reason why you see the dot, like the dot, like right, oh, you can't see it on there. Wait. You can't see me do anything on there. Wait. So as you can see, there's a space right here missing. That space right there is missing. Where the P is because that's where that random dot is. That random dot is 1, 2, and 3. That's right here in the middle. And then here with the E, the random dots. This is 1, 2. The random dot is missing right here. The random dot is missing right here. The random dot. So it looks like you're just missing parts of the letter. And that's what I gotta find that picture. Then again, I don't want to find the picture. But that's what was wrong with the San Fran and the Monster High. It's on Facebook, but I'm not going through all of that. All those pictures. It's on Facebook though. I know it is because I saw it not too long ago. It was under my memories. I didn't want to remember that though. But yeah, so those dots that's just randomly there, you don't want that at all whatsoever. You don't want that. This is okay because it was basically a crown in the name, but I was learning how to do the name at the time. So as you can see, I done messed that up. I done messed it up so bad. If you see my stitching wasn't clean at the time. My color changes was not as clean. And if you also can see, the proportion is horrible because the letter proportion according to the actual picture is horrible. Some people keep saying this is so nice, this is so nice, this is so nice, and now I'm saying you are so wrong, you are so wrong, you are so wrong. This is not nice at all. The proportion is not great. That's because I went on a website and got that lettering, and then on another website is where I ordered the graph. So yeah, I did the kind of lettering at the bottom on my own. And if you can see, you may not be able to see from where you are, but I did a whole lot of cross contamination on there. So I basically carried that black. That's not a good idea at all whatsoever. Carrying, you see it. I see it in some of your work. I see those random lines. If you can see the lines in between just going like it's lined paper, that means you are cross contaminating your work, and it's not a great idea to do that. This is horrible because I didn't buy this. This is a parlor bead pattern as well. I went on Pinterest and I got it, and then I just crocheted around it and whatever. But yeah, that was, the proportion is horrible. The name was horrible. It was just bad, bad, bad. And then I still see people still saying that it looks good still to this day. Yeah. This is 2012. So yes, it had to be 2010, 2012 that I started really getting into this stuff. This name, you could barely see the damn name. And then around the heart, I caught myself putting a black outline around it. And then man, come on now, guys, we could be better. We could do way, 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 way better than this. Way better. Because this is something I did back in the day. This is what some of you are still doing now. And that's real talk. Real talk. Some of you are doing that now. Then wonder why. Wonder why. Let me see. What else? What else? What else? This right here, her legs. You cannot. I can crochet whatever I want because I can. Ha! Don't ever do that again. What are you doing? This is if you can see the lines, because the lines are not bold like that candy cane I showed you that I put the bold outline in it. Because of that, that's why it looks like in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. It looks like her leg is like not strong and firm. And that's the reason why. And then if you see the snowflakes, it's kind of disappearing. It's not a good graph, guys. It's not a good graph. I'm just letting you know. It's not at all. It's not a good graph. And this, I actually gave this away just the other day because I kept it, because I refused to give it to the person who wanted it because I just screwed it all up. This is so horrible. So freaking horrible. The lines in between here, you cannot see. Right here, it looks like the sailboat. The sail is disappearing. It comes and goes, comes and goes, comes and goes, because at the time I was a better crocheter. This is like a whole 2 years after I learned how to crochet. So I became a better crocheter, but I still didn't get in my head that the graphs that I'm looking for is not great. So that's why it looks like this. This name down here, it's disappearing and appearing, disappearing and appearing, and that's not a good idea. I attached the corners to it, but I just gave it away to somebody because she said she wanted to use it for something. I don't know what, I didn't ask, but honey, you got it. She watches my YouTube, so I gave it to you because I don't want it. I messed up a couple of times on here. Just basically, it it doesn't look good. It's not good. You don't want to give anyone mediocre stuff. You want to be good, and you want it to look good. And the stuff that I have here, everybody keeps saying, you are so talented. It looks so good. This is really nice, and da la 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 la. Let me tell you something. I rather learn how to be better and do better and create better items, because if I don't, I'm not gonna be I'm not gonna be where I want to be if I don't grow. This right here, let me be honest with you. I was asked to do 20 of these. This person was going to sell these things for wholesale. First of all, let me just be real. The whole entire background and how I took the picture was awful. I had a styrofoam mannequin that my child decided to draw on. At the time, he was like 2 or 3 years old. So he decided to draw on it. And when he did that, it just did not become a appealing picture. Um, and then I got the graph from online, a Parlor Bead online pattern, and it looks horrible. So he asked for 20 of them, but he said, can you do 2 of them for me? I did 2. He never asked me to do anything ever again. Never again. And I thought they were good. I thought they were great. I asked him like years later. Years later, I said, Anthony, whatever happened? I thought you was gonna sell, because he had a little website and everything. And this is his fraternity and sorority and whatever. Anthony, what happened? He said, oh, Shauna, I just wasn't selling them the way I had wanted to sell. And I said, Anthony, was it because it wasn't a good looking hat and scarf? And he said, oh, no, 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 your stuff is great. I said, no, Anthony, tell me the truth. Because I now started changing. I now do different designs, and I showed him my designs, and he said, Shauna, yeah, it didn't look clean, and the females that I was trying to sell it to just didn't think that it was something that they wanted to wear. He said maybe 1 or 2 wanted to buy it, but in order for me to make a profit, which pissed me off after I thought about it, he bought it from me for one price but wanted to sell it for like $20 more. But the people he was trying to sell it for, didn't want it. But he see my stuff now. Now he's like, Shauna, let's make a deal. No, you told me what you was going to do. So now, if they want a hat and scarf, they come to me. So now I won't sell to him at all. But yeah, I lost a customer and he didn't even tell me why. He didn't even tell me why, but I lost a customer. What else? What else? What else? This is the same thing. The lady who bought it, she loved it so freaking much. And this is something that I just did on my own, designed it on my own. I did filet crochet and then I just mixed it up with the Grafghan. The butterfly looked horrible, the name looked horrible, but I caught myself doing something completely different than I was doing. But that just goes to show you how my mind was starting to work. I was more sizing into something better, but each time I would do something a little bit better or different. And I don't know what the hell I was trying to do with this, but the baby's name was Dream, is Dream, and they wanted something that looked like just a regular blanket with a name. But me being me, I divatized it back then, not realizing that I was divatizing it, and I made that. They loved it. Now I look at it like that look horrible. The hell, Shauna? Why did Dream look like it's all backwards and crap? Like, I don't know what I did. I didn't have a real graph. I was literally doing D and then R and then E and then yeah, I was just not doing a great idea. It was an idea that I thought would be great, but then it really wasn't a great idea. Um, That was that's the one I'm yelling at back here. I did that for him, and the people in his school loved it, but I now see where the mistakes I made, and I now do way better than that. Um it came out okay, but I cross contaminated that like crazy. I carried the yarn. And I put his name on the back of it. Again, those little letters that I had found online is exactly what I did. And then, these are the same things. They are just unconnected line hell. Unconnected line hell. This right here, parlor bead pattern, unconnected line hell. Hell. It was horrible. So this was the first largest blanket that I did, and the girl to this day loved it. I literally took graph paper and did this. I did this with graph paper, and some of it I kind of like did on my own, but she loved it. She loves it still to this day. But after I did this, that's when I met the lady. That's when I met the lady who taught me what I know now, and the two ladies, the Canadian lady and the lady from Maine. When I met them, that's when the next one that I did was just over the top. And then that's when I started learning about the unconnected lines. This again, I think I just saw someone do this. I actually told her I did this before. I did like 4 blankets like this. And it was unconnected line hell. But I did hers without the unconnected lines. I also did hers in a way where she makes it like hers stands out. Mine don't. I don't even want to go there. I don't even want to go there. But yeah, this is how it looks when I finished putting the borders around it and stuff. And then I gave it to my friend. She took it. After 2013, I had it all these years, 2013, but she has it now. I don't know what the hell she's doing with it, but she has it now. And that's just about it. So I'm giving you examples of unconnected lines and really bad graphs and the reasons why you have to be careful. This was not a Grafghan, this was cross stitch on top. This was cross stitch. I didn't do that. This was cross stitch on top. I didn't do this, but I was just showing someone that this was cross stitch on top of it. This is not an actual Grafghan. Somebody actually literally cross stitched this on top. Horrible. I don't know what I was doing with this, but I did this for my aunt. She still has it actually. And then that's basically that. So I am literally just showing you how I used to do this way back in the day. Way back in the day when I really didn't know what I was doing. And this one right here got a lot of recognition. I didn't do this, but I was showing this for an example of how the unconnected lines are. These lines are horrible. So if I made the lines better and I made like bold lines, this would stand out and it would pop and it would, like, the colors are okay. But if I, you know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna crochet this. Not crochet. Oh, no, no, no. I'm not gonna crochet it. I am going to graph that. I actually have this exact picture. It's in my Pinterest. I'm gonna crochet it. Not crochet it. I'm gonna graph it. And I'm gonna show you the difference. And I would love for someone to crochet. I'll give it to you for free if you crochet it. If you don't crochet it, do not ask for it. And I'll need you to crochet it like within the next 30 to 60 days. Don't ask for it because I'm not even gonna put it in my shop. Nope. Because somebody gonna be like, I'm gonna do it. I'll do it, and then don't. Okay, so this was so bad. This was so bad. I gave this as a this was a baby gift, a baby shower gift. This was so bad. I got that parlor bead thing, and this is so bad. And still, right now, this very second, I guarantee you it's going to be people saying, that is so nice. This is so nice. This is, I don't know what you're talking about, Diva. This is really nice. This right here, I gave this to my best friend and I just knew it was the bomb, but it's not. I love you. And then I put a rainbow. I just realized I put a rainbow heart. Oh my gosh, this looks so suspect. This looks so suspect, but it's okay. It's all right. I have love for my best friend, but she couldn't even read her name. She was like, "Oh, this is me. Yeah, who is it?" I'm just telling you, bad graphs cause bad work. It's not that I couldn't crochet, because a lot of people say it's because you can't crochet or it's not coming out the way I want it to come out. No, it's because it's a bad graph. Bad, 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 bad. And yeah, that's it. I'm done with this. I'm done. I'm tired of looking at this. I don't want to look at this no more. I don't want to look at it no more. So, do we now get an understanding of a good graph and a bad graph? Do we now understand that good graphs are something that have a whole lot of connected lines, and bad graphs has those random dots. So when I do classes, I always put up some graphs and I would ask, is this a good graph or a bad graph? In the Graph University, there's a post in one of the units that basically says, is this a good graph or is this a bad graph? Is this a good graph? Is this a bad graph? And people literally say, oh, X, Y, and Z is good and X, Y, and Z is bad, or all of these are good or all of these are bad. And I do it because I want to see where your mind frame is at. I want to see where you're going or what I need to talk to you about. Because some people have in their head that it looks fine. It's okay. I'm still going to use it. I literally ran down to the nitty gritty of doing a whole entire video. And someone actually watched the whole video, came to me and said, thank you so much, Diva, for showing me that I really didn't know, and actually crocheted something, and it was horrible. And I had to say, can I speak freely? So I can actually say, listen, did we not have this talk? Did we not say you're not supposed to use these bad graphs? She was like, I thought this was a good graph. How can you think this is a good graph when your lines are like merging into each other and you got missing spaces everywhere? How can you say that's a good graph? And again, I stopped. I just stopped. I stopped arguing. I stopped the whole shenanigans of helping people. Unless you ask, and unless if I say, can I speak freely? And you say yes, then I will speak freely. Because if that's what you want to do, don't ask me how can you get customers. Just don't. Don't. Don't ask me, especially if I ran down everything. So that's basically it. That's good graph and bad graph. What I am going to do right now is show you really, really, really quick before I go. Let me see. Good unconnected line. So I showed you the lines, but I want to show you one more time before I finish. It takes forever for me to get. Okay, here it is. All right. This right here. There is a okay. So right there is unconnected lines. Let me show you something else. That's an unconnected line. When you do, even for those who have my ebook, this is oh, why did I do that? If you have my ebook, I do go into doing text and fonts and stuff, but when we download fonts, you also have to fix this as well. You can't just let PC Stitch do it all for you, because if you did, it's gonna come out with unconnected lines as well. So let me make it a little larger. Okay, so some of you asked for like the strangest fonts ever. And sometimes I say I can do it, sometimes I say I can't, only because of the size matters, the name matters. If it's a long name like Bruhilda, Bruhilda is a long name. So in order for me to do it, it will have to be a certain font in a certain way. This right here is generating the font, but it also has unconnected lines. So this is something that I would have to fix myself. When you ask for cursive, this right here is unconnected line hell. Unconnected line hell. It's a bunch of little tiny dots in there. And I just showed you the reason why you do not want to do the unconnected lines. This is okay, but I would still fix it. This right here has a couple of discrepancies, but when I take the bold off, you really see the unconnected lines. So basically, I'm just showing you that even if you use PC Stitch and you're using the font that's already done, PC Stitch also have borders and it also have like little templates in here. I never use them because they are unconnected line hell. PC Stitch is for a cross stitch. We're using it for crochet. So you will have to fix these lines in order for your crochet to look good. And this right here is not good. You may see that it says Shauna, but it's still not good. And I showed you an example of why it's not good. The example that I showed you, this is how you would do it, and this is how it will come out. It will come out like random dots, and it looks like you lost your work. So I'm just telling you, and I'm just showing you that you can do better. So if you are purchasing a graph, make sure that that graph shows the exported version, which is the graphs that I provide for you. So for instance, the picture that you see with my watermark, that is the exported version of the actual graph and how the graph looks. If you are purchasing a graph and they have just a regular picture, do not buy the graph because you do not know how that graph is going to look. You need to make sure it's an exported version of that graph. And when you look at it, you can see the pixeled version of the graph. You just can't see the lines and the dots. Make sure that it's a good size because a lot of them fake you out. When we graph, the bigger it is, the easier it is to crochet. Not crochet, to graph. The reason why it takes me a long time is because I'm actually doing a graph that is something that you are able to crochet and not have to crochet for 3 to 10 years because it's like 300 by 300. When you purchase graphs like that, it's because the person who did the graph 9 times out of 10 don't know how to graph. So the bigger, the easier it is. And people blind eye get it and buy it and not realize it. So that's a buyer beware. Be very aware of something that you see written instructions. Not all written instructions are good. Not all of them are clear. And if you don't realize it, but it may have a whole bunch of unconnected lines and you're not going to even know if it has unconnected lines until you're finished. That's another reason why I am so against written instructions, but some people are, I don't understand, but some people don't like the chart. I love the chart. I'm lazy with the chart. I don't want to read anything. I just want to look at the colors. And that's how I do my crochet. But some people are the opposite. They can't really focus on the chart. Reading the pattern is best for them. So if you're going to do that, just make sure the graph is good. I would always ask for both the chart and the lines. That way you could go to the line and look, is there an unconnected line? And if you have to do a lot of fixing it, what's the sense in buying it? That's just my opinion. So those are the key things that you need to be aware of. Buyer beware, and just make sure that you just be careful. There's good graphers out there. There's some graphers out there who do great work. Just be real careful when you are purchasing your graphs from them. And if you have a problem, you can ask one of us because we could tell you if it's a good graph or a bad graph. And that's just about it. I mean, because there's a lot of graphs out there that you see and you like, and get it, and have fun with it. But just make sure it's something that's going to make your work look good and you can get paid for it because your work shows for itself. That person may not realize it or think about it, but you do, and you want your work to look good. You want it to look professional. And that's the reason why we at Graph Games and the Restless are very particular about our graphs, and we Do not do anything that is unconnected. That is hell. That's the biggest pet peeve we have. The biggest pet peeve that we have is the unconnected lines. Those unconnected lines are hell. Hell. Okay? Hell. All right. That's it. That's all I'm going to do about bad grass and good grass, unconnected lines, and all of that. I might have to do this again in another couple of months. It is what it is. But this is something that you guys need to think about when you are crocheting and when you are trying to get customers. There's customers out there that pay attention and they will never buy from you again. Take it from the Diva. People stopped buying from me back then because of this. Because they don't understand what the name is, because it looks like it's choppy, and you don't want that to happen. So you guys have a good night, and I will talk to you later. I just realized, Mariana, you said you're going to do it. You said you're going to do it. I got you in front of the camera saying that you're going to do it. I will give it to you. You guys have a good night, and I will talk to you.